Aziziye Mosque. The mosque was actually established in 1983. It was built in 1982 and then it became a mosque. It was open for worship as a mosque in 1983. However, saying this, the building itself, it was actually built in 1902. It was built as a cinema back then, and then it closed down. Another company opened it up as a cinema, closed down, bingo house, closed down, cinema, closed down, bingo house, and then cinema, and then at the end in 1982, because it was up for sale, the community around, because the Turkish community around then, they had a little, I don't know if you, is Simpson House one of the areas that you lot visit as well for the history? It's a big building just a bit further down on the left. We had just, because there was factories there, now it's like a storage there, but there was a sort of small factory, that were doing all the sewing and etc. And they had a little prayer area there, and for Eid prayers and other Friday prayers, they would hire places to be able to do their prayers. So when they heard that this place was up for sale, they said, okay, let's all get together, and buy it and make it into a mosque. And it was built in 1982. Now, what you see now is actually 27 years old. Because until 27 years ago, from 1983, until 1999, the slope was here. So, where we came in from, the back, the screen place was at the back, and the floor would be high up here. But as you lot can see, our praying direction is this way. So I've got my back, but because anywhere that we're in the world, we actually pray towards Mecca, which is in Saudi Arabia. It's the Kaaba, the cubicle building that's in Mecca. Now, and that's this direction, in the building. So, for example, I remember when I was a kid, because I grew up in this mosque as well, and I would watch some uncles, when they're getting up, most would be okay, but sometimes we had that slip because we're really praying sort of upwards because the slope is coming down. We had that, and it was until 1999 that the inner was renovated and the floor was put in, and there was one floor. As we went into the hall downstairs, we established a venue hall downstairs and the prayer hall up here, and the ladies' prayer area up there. I know from here it looks small, but it's quite a big area as well. The capacity of the mosque, it actually holds up, if we don't count downstairs, just up here, it's a minimum of 2,500 people, but ideally it can fit up to 3,000 people here and upstairs. In the whole building, we can have more or less up to 4,500 people with the hall downstairs and up here. However, saying this, I thought I've silenced there. Sorry about this, I know you're recording. It's never completely full except for Eid prayers. Because at Eid, as you know, there's a community all around London, United Kingdom, they come together and make sure that we sort of praying together. So apart from Eid prayers, the other prayers that will be very, very full would be Friday prayers. Other than that, it's just limited as in who's passing by and who's around to pray. And the two domes at the top, at the front. So the building structure at the front is exactly as it was built in 1902. There's no changements in that. The steps at the front, the two minaret looking, I'm just saying that because this is what we see into it, the two minaret looking structures at the sides with the two small domes. It's as it was built back then. The only thing that's been added to the front is the tiles. The tiles were added 27 years ago, and these tiles have been brought from Turkey because because it's used within the Islamic arts there. Okay, so it's only the tiles that's been added, and we're hoping to renew the tiles anyway, because it's time to sort of make sure that they're stable and healthy up there. Okay, and that's the only thing. The windows, yes, and the dome, yes, that's been added. When I say windows, we didn't have so many windows, okay? And the dome is a very small dome, so I don't want, because I know some of you are probably good with doing some research, and you say, oh, there was a small dome here, but it was very small. You know, I don't know, the sort of chalky, you know, the material, I'm not too into building, but the sort of chalky material that they use to do just decoration in a small dome. It was a very small dome, and it was actually falling apart anyway. But the dome has been added, okay? The dome has been added when we were redoing the build, okay? And there is other explanations to that, and I can explain if it is required what the dome represents within the mosque. Because it has been taken. I mean, it has been taken. We, as humans, we learn, okay, and benefit from one another. And the domes that's in the mosques, I mean, I'm actually originally from Turkey, okay, and if you go to Turkey, there's a lot of mosques with big domes that are built in the history. And the reasons for the dome is, okay, it will be different to the reason where we've, okay, inherited it from, where we've inherited it from the church, yes? Because the churches used the domes beforehand. And if you were to ask a priest, I'm sure he will give you a very beautiful explanation what the dome represents, okay, in his understanding. But for the mosque, it's actually completely different. It's yes, it looks good, but apart from that, it's for the sound system. It's the sound system that's being used. So it was used as a sound system. Okay. I mean, when you go underneath, I don't want you not to sort of break the neck. I know this is not the African desert chandelier, but if you hear me now, it should. Okay, and this is what it was used for. And for example, if you go into mosques, for example, in Turkey, and they're built a few hundred years ago, there's big domes, medium domes, small domes, and even pots, clay pots, like in certain areas. And that's just to make sure that the sound wave, because, you know, just a few hundred years ago, we weren't blessed as we're blessed now, where we've got a switch of a button, and the whole hall is full of sound. Because, as I was explaining, sorry, just switch, that's it, one button.
And we're blessed. Yes, what a blessing. Okay, and I don't need to shout, or I don't need to raise my voice. Okay, and I'm all the way here, and the person, anyone that would be at the back would be able to hear me. Okay, because it's very important, one, if I'm given a call, or if I'm leading the prayer. Okay, so we're blessed with mics, but a few hundred years ago, the mic system wasn't around, so we had to find solutions to the sound wave to travel through the whole hall, and that's what the dome was used for, of course. And while we've got the dome, we'll decorate it and make it look good. Okay. So that's the structure of the mosque. If there's anything that I've missed, please do ask before I go into what we do inside the mosque.
Can I just ask, you said that the tiles are going to be replaced.
Yes, hopefully, yes.
Are they going to be this colour, similar?
It should be, because what's happened is the council's got involved as well. They want us to make sure that, because
Sorry, what was the question?
if the tiles are going to be replaced with the same type of tiles, because what it is they want us to, okay, preserve the look and the location, because it's one of the.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah. It's one of the locations that are. You know, for example, minicabs or anyone that, you know, I don't know the technical. Do you know the technical? It's something. Pardon?
I can't.
Landmark, something like that. Yes.
I'm sure we've got some written letter from the council, yes. So hopefully it will be the same. I mean, we pulled down the side tiles last year because it wasn't safe. It sort of, because of the weather, okay, it bubbled up a bit. And so we made sure that we went around, okay, and pulled down all the tiles that need to come down for safety reasons. But it will come up, and it will go up in the same manner. Maybe the colour of the pattern will change, but it will go. Any other questions regarding the building, the history that I know of? As I mentioned, I grew up here. The exciting part for me was, okay, when we had the slope, okay, the uncles will come for prayer, and we will pray with them. And once they're gone, that's it. It was our playground. Okay, because then we could sort of just lie down and then roll all the way down and then run back up and roll back up. So it was a different memory. It's a different. Okay, and then when they came, okay, there was plenty of hiding space because you know this side here was there was a sort of on this side sort of small alleyway for the sisters to walk down because the sisters were at the back again, and it was their sort of walkway, so it was boarded up with wood, okay, decorated wood, and so we just, if any uncles come to what are you doing, what is that noise, we just hide behind until they're gone. Just carry on. It wasn't just me, there was a lot of brothers and sisters, yes, that we play around. I think that's the good part. Yeah. I mean, but what it is what I see is the building was it was built for a purpose, and it was used for that purpose. But then, when time changed the usage of the purpose, okay, it was picked up and it's carried on, okay, to serve the community. That's all we're doing. We're still using the building to serve the community, and it's always open for everyone. It's not just, you know, open for anybody who's just going to come in for prayer. I have many visitors who come in and just want to see the mosque and take them around. We have school visits, okay, and we hopefully, you know, it's to unite and serve the community here.
And what does Aziziye mean?
Okay, Aziziye, it means the holy one, as in Aziz, as in the high one, the holy. It's one of God's names that we, you know, but of course it's not the mosque that it's one of the names that is given. It's an attribute that can be used for human or, yeah. Any other? Yes?
That board there, what are those?
I will explain all that. If the history part is finished, I will go into the religious side. Okay.
Maybe just one question then. Can any Muslim come here?
Yes.
So they don't have to. It's
Any
not just
Muslim
Turkish or.
and non-Muslim can come, yes. We've got no restrictions in that sense. Okay. Should I carry on with the mic, or can I just leave the mic aside?
Can I ask one question? Is the sort of heritage community around here from a particular part of Turkey?
It's mixed. So when I say Turkey, it's, for example, Turkey, Turkish, and Turkey Kurdish as well. Okay, and also, for example, Turkish Cypriots. We've got. It's a mix. It's really a mix. And it's beautiful. Everybody's sort of just getting together, getting united. Okay, can I leave the mic? Is that okay? Yeah.